Welcome to the very first ever Zacchaeus video, and hopefully you can forgive the rough edges since I'm working with various technologies that I have never worked with before. So the purpose of this video is to show you how to create backgrounds from within Fantasy Grounds, since this ability is now available. Therefore you don't need to be working with XML or Parse in order to create your backgrounds. You can do it within the software itself. So the first thing we need to get is the backgrounds button. So we click on the library, and up here you will see that there are various little checkboxes, and you can just tick the checkbox and backgrounds will appear, or you can click on all and you'll get them all. So then we need to go to the backgrounds, open the dialog up, and then click on the edit button and add new item as usual. This gives you the backgrounds dialog box. You will see that it's split into two tabs. You've got the main tab and the other tab. The only difference really is that the main tab is mainly for blurb or text or whatever you like. It'll accept all sorts of formatted text, etc. And the other tab is where the real action takes place, and we'll come to that in due course. So let's start by just giving our background a name, and so let's create a Scotsman background just for the hell of it. And basically all you need to really do in this part then is to add in some text, which you can do directly, or like me you can copy paste something from whatever other resources you've got, Word or any other text editor, etc. As I say, this accepts all sorts of formatted text. So in here you do need to have certain things that you probably want the user to know. So the first of that will probably be proficiencies, which you can add in, and as I say, this will accept the formatted text as normal. You can then add in your proficiencies or whatever it is you want to have in here. This is just informational. And as I said, you can have this in here as a bold text, for example, so that it keeps it more or less in the same way as the player's handbook and everything like that shows it. And this just is for information purposes only. We can have a feature in here. And again, we're just going to do that with, and we'll get ourselves some text that we've copied earlier. And our Scotsman fights better if he's under the influence of alcohol. And so what we want to do here is we want a little table, which we have completed earlier, the Drunk Scotsman table. We'll just drag that in there and drop it. You can then tidy that up by giving it some emboldment and things like that, and that just creates a link to the table that we have created. Yeah, excellent, that's always what happens. And then the next thing would be our suggested characteristics. And again, this is, we've got some text that you can put in, and then you can drag in the various tables which you can prepare for whatever flaws, bonds, ideals, etc. that you want your background to have. Obviously clicking on these will open up the appropriate tables. So that's really it as far as the first part is concerned. One other thing I did forget is that I had a little graphic here, so again you can get an image. So we've got an image of our little Scotsman here, so we can tidy that up as well, give it a bit of emboldment, and here we have our little image of our Scotsman background. So that's it really for the main page. As I said earlier, the guts of the actual background itself, the bit that Fantasy Ground really uses, is in the other tab. So if we click in the other tab, and essentially this is to some extent a duplication of what's on the first, except you don't need all the various blurb. So the first thing we want to give him is some skills. So let's give him deception and intimidation. If you've seen A Drunk Scotsman in Glasgow at midnight in Sauchiehall Street, you will know what I mean by deception and intimidation. Now, you have to put this in just exactly like that, with the two skills separated by a comma, so that Fantasy Grounds will pick it up. And this is where a good look at some of the backgrounds that are already in the Player's Handbook, for example, is a good idea to see how the wording of these things are done, because you will need to duplicate that wording if you want the level of automation. Our languages now, we'll just put in two of your choice. In this case, this will just simply appear in the character sheet. You can actually put in real languages there if you want, or whatever. Tools, proficiencies, right, let's give him, naturally give him some tool proficiencies with the bagpipes, and here you can put in any equipment if you want to give him equipment, or if the background gives an equipment. So in this case we'll give him a kilt and a ski and do. And that's pretty much it for the for those bits. Underneath here we've got the features, and again you'll see the nice little brown edit button. So to add a feature, we click on the edit button and then add a feature. And then you just simply add this in. So this is really a duplication of what we had on the front. So we type a title in here and then we stop editing, and this will allow you then to get this little icon up, which you can then click on, and then that will allow you to edit this particular feature. So we've got the feature in here, so we can actually just sort of copy paste this from here if you like, and we can also find the table that we had, and we can add in the table as well, and close that up, and that is our feature. So we can see now that links fine to all of that. We can close that up. We are basically done with our background. Just a little test out. Let's create a character. Let's drag our background into the character, and you'll see that down here all the stuff has been added that we would expect to have added from the thing. If we go to our abilities tab, we'll see that he's proficient with the bagpipes. He's got the drunkenness feature that links up nicely. The table links up nicely. We can see that the languages have gone in there. And if we go back to the main tab, and we'll shut this down to make it obvious, click this and it'll bring up your background with all of the flaws, bonds, etc. And so again you can just go into the note space and you can roll these up as usual, and just add them into whatever you like on your character sheet. So that is essentially it. So thank you very much for watching, and maybe we'll make some more someday. Bye for now.